Well, welcome everybody to the ChangePoint post-worship service common show. My name's Tony Murrow. For those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the pastors here at the church, and I am joined today by three of my friends and ministry partners. Say hello, everybody. This is Scott and Laura Smith and Michael Warren. So round the table. Scott, what do you do for the church?
Yeah, I get to serve as the student pastor and oversee high school, middle school, and Due North ministries here at ChangePoint.
Okay, awesome. And Laura, what do you do here at the church?
Hi, yeah, I'm a ChangePoint Women's Ministry Director, and I get to hang out with women and do fun things.
And Michael, for those who do not know you, what do you do here at the church?
A little bit of everything.
Okay, what's your legit title?
A pastor of community and care. I work with small groups and leadership development, and also help people that might be experiencing trouble of any kind.
So our topic today is something new that we are doing as a church that we've never done before, and this is kind of a foreign concept to me when I saw the first email go out. We are doing a family camp. Oh, we got
the
people in the back.
We got signs.
In the background. Yeah, the signs. Hello, everybody. Yeah, there is no substitute for worshiping God together, and the people here at ChangePoint are very excited to be doing so in a safe way. So family camp, Scott, what is it? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm excited about family camp. You know, my family and I had the opportunity to be the directors up at Victory Bible Camp for 2 years, and Nadine and John Gillespie started Victory years ago, and Nadine still lived on the property when we were up there. And she prays for every week of camp. And if you haven't been out to Victory Bible Camp, there's a spiritual element that happens when you step onto that property. And Nadine is part of that reason, because she and many others pray for people when they come up to Victory. And I'm excited for our church family to experience that. When you take time out of your week and spend that time just focusing on your relationship with God and hearing what God has to say to you, you don't come back with a void. You know, God definitely answers that. And I am excited about the opportunity for our church family to be able to spend a week out at Victory, investing into their family. Our theme for the family camp is growing strong families. And we just really believe that as a church staff, we've been listening to and watching just how this time of COVID and this time where people have been losing their jobs and having to do school at home have really put an extra stress on life. And we thought it was a unique opportunity to take a time to just give families a time to invest into making their family bonds even stronger.
Well, so who should be going to this? Who should go to family camp?
So family camp is for families. So it's for those that have little kids, older kids, high school kids, college kids to come on out for family camp. If you're interested in even helping out behind the scenes, we have opportunities for you to be able to help support families and be there to help out in the kitchen or with activities. So anybody's actually able to come and be part of family camp.
So, and the dates are July 26th through 30. That's a Sunday through a Thursday. Is that correct?
It starts Sunday at dinner, so you can get out there early as you want. You can have your lunch on the way out in Palmer at a great restaurant or Sonic. I always love Sonic when you're going through that area because I love that Chicago dog. You can't get it anywhere else. So I love Sonic.
Sonic is not a paid sponsor of ChangePoint Alaska in any way.
What are our other Palmer favorites out there?
Yeah, there's some small mom and pop shops too, but
yes,
that's just. But yeah, and then dinner is when we're actually going to be starting things off on Sunday night, and then Thursday we finish things up with lunch. And you're free to stick around Thursday afternoon and hang out at camp, or travel on home and get home for dinner. So it's a Sunday through Thursday week of camp, which is unusual because usually family camps are only a weekend. But we have this unique opportunity, and through Victory Bible Camp and through a generous donor here and ChangePoint all pitching in funds to make this possible, we've got a whole 5 days, 4 nights that we're excited to offer.
So if the name was not self-explanatory, family camp is a camp for families, for your family.
Yeah.
Laura, you've been pretty instrumental in putting together the sessions and what it's going to look like.
Yes.
What's it going to look like?
Here's what you can expect. So come on out, bring your family. Obviously, some of the sessions, we're going to start out with God's vision for the family and how He set up the family to be the gospel and what that looks like. The evening sessions are 6th grade and up, because we just feel like when you're 6th grade and up, you play a particularly responsible role in your family. You're not just a passive participant at that point. So as the family is deciding on what goals they have for a family, what they want the year to look like, setting out what God is asking our family to step into, that 6th grade and up will be a part of that. And I'm excited to see that happen. And then Victory Bible Camp staff is going to be providing programming for 6th grade and below. And if you've got little babies, we're also, Victory Bible staff is providing child care assistance. So, during evening chapel, if you want your child care assistant to take your baby back to the cabin and put it down for bed, you have the rest of the evening free with the rest of your family. You're welcome to do that. So I'm excited about Victory stepping in and really providing the children's programming and child care for that. So families of all ages, all the way from baby on up.
No, this is really good. I'm most excited about the intentionality. When I looked at even the titles of the sessions and the kinds of questions that you're going to put out to families, really excited. And I also think that when you take intentionality plus going away, like getting out of town, getting out of our homes, getting out of even our community for just a little while, it helps with that, doesn't it? I mean, just to kind of go there as a family and ask those questions and have those conversations.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to process with my family and work together with my family. And then I'm excited during free time. Scott's going to take all the kids, and I'm going to take a nap and get what I need as a mom and some space in that. And we may even take we don't need a child care assistant at this point, but we may even go on a date and go on up to Sheep Mountain and have a gourmet meal for one of the nights. I'm just excited to get away, have some intentionality, be in one of the most beautiful places on this earth. I've always said Victory is so special. God preserved it just for this place. It's so beautiful. 2 lakes, one for swimming, one for fishing, hiking everywhere. Just get away, be on purpose with my family, and also take the rest that I need. So I'm looking forward to that nap.
So intentionality, focus, right? Tell us about the fun. Not that intentionality.
Scott,
Okay,
tell us about
so
the
not
fun.
that intentionality and purpose and focus can't be fun, right? Because I think that's fun. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so Victory provides, there's a lot of different opportunities for having fun out at Victory. They've got a whole ranch out there where they'll be doing trail rides for us, where you can sign up and do trail rides. They've got a waterfront with a blob and a zip line and a bunch of different activities out on the water that you can do. They also have glacier hiking. Matsu Glacier is right there. And we'll have a guided glacier hike to be able to go out. And if you've never been out on a glacier before, that is one of the most easiest and beautiful glaciers to get out on.
In all of Alaska, really.
In all of Alaska, really. It's one of the easier places to go. And then even a shooting range. If you've always wanted to take your kids out and blow some stuff up and shoot some stuff and just get them some time behind a gun so they feel comfortable with a shotgun, skeet shooting, they have a range out there, and we'll have that open and an opportunity for that too. And then 4-wheelers, or if you've got a 4-wheeler or a side-by-side you want to bring out, there's some great trails that you can ride around. And we're looking for a ski boat or jet skis, so you can bring ski boats and jet skis out on the lake. The camp usually has one, but theirs is down for the summer. And so we're encouraging people, if they've got those, to bring those along, or if you want to just donate one for the week for the family to use, then for the church to use, that would be great too. But there's quite a bit of opportunities out there for families, and even some great hikes. There's some great hikes right inside Victory, and then even right outside Victory. Lion's Head is a great hike to get up and be able to see the river and the glacier.
And if people are bringing toys, bringing boats, bringing ATVs, is there plenty of space up there? Do they need to coordinate with you guys in any way, or is it just it's all fine?
Yeah, it's all fine. There's plenty of space. Just bring it on out, and Victory has a waiver for you to sign, just that you're on their property and that you're liable. But other than that, just bring it on up.
Okay, fantastic. So, Scott, when you were doing the announcements in the middle of the service, we were talking about the different types of accommodations, and I had to read through it several times to get the different types of accommodations. So, can you just, for our church family, give this to us one more time, real slow?
I am super excited about Rod Putt, pastor of Awanas in our facility, has been working hard on crunching numbers. Vanessa McAhaley, our family pastor, Laura, our women's pastor, and myself have really been working on the price, and we have a generous donor, and ChangePoint's pitched in some funds to make this week of camp a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And so here's how it breaks down. There's 3 different housing options that you can have. The first one is Alpine Camp, and that's rustic camping. So you're basically in a cabin with 5 bunk beds, so you can sleep 10 people in there. And you can take a whole family in and have that whole side of the cabin. There's a divider, and there's going to be another family on the other side of that cabin. And then there's a bathhouse. There's a guy's bathhouse, which is outside of the cabin, and there's a gal's bathhouse that's got your showers and toilets and all that facility that you would have to walk to in the morning or at night to be able to take care of that. So that's one option. And
Shower shoes.
Shower shoes.
Come
yes,
on,
you
this
need your
is
shower
camp,
shoes.
right? Shower shoes.
Right. So a little more rustic on the
A little more
Alpine side.
rustic on the
Rustic.
side, but
Option one.
But it's camp. I mean, that when we take our high schoolers up to camp, we stay in Alpine because it's camp. It feels like camp. You're at camp. It's
good.
a lot of fun, and that's our cheapest. That's our $75 option. So the way that works is for a couple to go, it's $75 flat fee. So that's for the whole week, and then you add on $10 for every kid that you have. So it's only $10 for each kid, not for each day, but for the week. So for a family of 4, you've got $75 for the couple, and you got $10 for one kid, $10 for another kid. So for $95, your family can stay in Alpine for the whole week. We're up at family camp. Now there is an option.
So hold on. Let me just we got to back up. We got to back up. We got to back up.
But wait.
So before we do that, we're just staying on Alpine camp and taking half of it. There's 10 bunk beds. I have 5 kids, so I have 7 people in my family. Nothing is cheap for us. But for me and my wife and my 5 kids would be $75 plus 5 times 10 is 50. So for $125, I could take my family of 7 to camp for a
And
week.
feed them for
And
a week.
feed them
That's
for
the
a week.
biggest part.
There
When
you
we
go.
think about these numbers with high school kids, we're like, we can't feed our high school kids that cheap.
No, I can't feed them ramen for $125 a week.
Just milk and bread.
Anyway, okay, so
Yeah, you do that in milk and bread.
That's right.
Sorry.
if that is a financial hardship, we understand COVID has been very, very tough for some people. If that is a financial hardship, Scott, tell us, how can we
Right.
drive it down
So
even
you can
further?
even drive it down further just for the Alpine camp. Because there's 10 beds. If you're a family of 4, and you know another family of 4 that you get along with, that you do small group together, you do life together, and you're like, hey, we could share a side of the cabin together. That price is cut in half for both families. So you'd be rough because you'd have to find a family of 3 because you've got 7 already. You'd have to find a family of 3 to share that with, but it's possible. And you could cut your cost and that family of 3's cost in half by sharing that side of Alpine.
Right, so it's cheaper than life. That's
It's cheap.
basically
It's really cheap.
cheaper than life.
Yep.
Okay, so
Shower shoes.
let's say
And walking.
Shower shoes
And
a
walking.
towel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm sure my family would have this cabin and the women's restroom would be the farthest away.
But it's
Right.
camp.
It's
that's
camp.
the
So
that's
I'm
the
just saying,
fun.
you got to
So
recognize
let's say
you just don't know what you're
camp.
getting.
let's say there's a member of the family, could be anybody, who doesn't want to do the shower shoes, walk to the bathroom thing. What is their option?
So the other option is for those that, man, I'm not really comfortable staying outside my home. I'd love to go to family camp, but this is kind of a new thing for me. We have Lakeside available. So Lakeside is basically 2 homes. There's Aspen and Alder, and they're 2 large homes. They have a kitchen in each home. And then there's the bedrooms that have been turned into basically cabin rooms. And so in the room, there's a twin bed or a queen bed with bunk beds. So you could fit a whole family in one room. And then there's bathrooms that everybody shares. Kind of like a dorm where you have a bathroom in that dorm that everybody kind of uses communally. And so you just have to
Multiple
schedule
bathrooms.
multiple bathrooms. You just have to schedule shower times and make sure, everybody gets
Right.
their time in. But
You don't have to go outside.
you're not having to
for
go
that.
outside.
Yeah.
The floors are carpeted or hardwood.
It's more like a house.
It's more like
Yeah.
it is a house. It's basically a house that's been turned into a cabin, and you've got multiple families in that house, but you have your own room.
okay.
Yeah, maybe not maybe
And
not shower shoes.
For that side of it, it's $250 per couple, and so and still $10 a kid. So for our family, we've got 4 kids. So we have $250 plus our $40, so that's $290 for our family if we wanted to stay on Lakeside for the whole week up at Victory. So that's just under $300 for a family of 6, which is phenomenal.
Ridiculous. So this is an opportunity that came about because Victory's occupancy is much lower than normal with COVID and things being canceled and things. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime thing. We've never done it before. Odds are we will not be able to do it
Hopefully
again.
we won't ever have to do it again. Hopefully COVID, we don't ever have a summer like this again.
Right.
Well, but Laura, when I was talking to you earlier, COVID or no COVID, I was just listening to your heart about why we're doing this and what the benefit is to families. Would you share some of that with our church family, because it wasn't all COVID specific?
No, it's not COVID specific. I think we're taking advantage of the opportunity to start something. I mean, if I have my way, and we'll see how it goes, we'll do this every year. It may not look like this summer, but there is no... the family is the core unit of how God wants to, well, it doesn't have to mean a family, but he uses that family as his gospel here on earth. And our church should be undergirding and providing opportunity for families to grow and understand. And what better way than to pull them out of the daily culture, daily chaos, daily life, and say, this is time that we are dedicating just for you as family. And as family to understand and to give each other grace and understand that, hey, guess what? My dad's not perfect. And he had some stuff in his childhood. And so now I can give him grace and we can grow in that relationship. And so that's really the heart of what family camp is to me. I love that we have this amazing opportunity and we have this donor and Victory is being generous and the church is generous to make it happen. But more than that, I'd love to see that this be a priority for our church, for our families every year. So that's kind of where I'm coming from that.
No, I love it. And I love that vision. I mean, we've been talking about this as a church for many, many, many years now, that the role of the church in the family is to help parents to do the job that they've been called to do, which is to disciple their kids and to be strong families. And I'll tell you what, as a dad, sometimes it's hard to bring intentionality. And when I have somebody from the outside helping me either with questions or with teaching, I really, really appreciate it. And I think it also helps my entire family to kind of go there with me. And so I feel like this family camp is really setting the table for families and to see what God might do to have them do some planning or some thinking or to have some conversations that just might be hard to just cycle up at the dinner table.
Oh, it
in
is.
the middle of chaos.
It is.
Which is family.
Every time I say to my family, hey, we're having a family meeting, everyone says, you know.
Except
What-
me, not me. I don't do
It's
that.
not just
Never.
you,
Never,
okay?
no.
All of our
Never.
families
But
do
the
it too.
reality is, as a family, you need some time to stop and say, hey, we need to talk about this. You know, things
Yeah.
are not quite going how I want them, or things are great, but we want to add these things to our family. So family camp's an opportunity for that. One of the other things we're working on providing is that during free time, we want to have some pastors available to you if you hit some glitches or some issues, whether it's in your marriage or in your family unit, and you want some extra time to process that. We'll have childcare people available to take the younger kids who may not want to be a part of that, but you'll have some time to process, whether it's your spouse or one of your kids, just to have a third party in there to help process some of those things. So
That's awesome.
I'm excited about that.
Sometimes even being around other families, you guys have done this for our family. We're wired differently in terms of kind of how we do family. That's because God's given us different gifts and it's a different recipe. There's something about being around other families and getting to just kind of talk style and kind of how do you guys do this and what are your plans? And sometimes it's just the small encouragements or the creative ideas of another family and just being together that can change the whole culture of mine. And so I feel like by going out there together, shutting our cell phones off, right, for a couple of days. Is there any service out there? I don't think so.
It's spotty.
It's spotty.
It's spotty.
Spotty's good. Spotty's good for this kind of a thing, right?
Spotty's a blessing. Yeah.
We'll take it. So
Scott, I interrupted you. We did two of the options. The
Yeah.
Alpine camp, which is the kind of more rustic camp thing. We did the Lakeside camp, which is basically like a house.
Flip-flops.
Yep.
What
No
was your third
flip-flops.
option?
So the third option that we
shoes.
have is that there's actually an RV slab that's overlooking the fence lake, and there's an opportunity there if you have an RV or a camper and you want to come out and hang out in your camper. No matter how many people you cram into that camper, you can cram in as many as you feel comfortable cramming in there. It's only $50 for the whole week. So you can stay there for the whole week, enjoy and be part of family camp for $50. And you'll have there's electricity and water hookups, and you can have a great view right out over this lake and be part of family camp. So that's the cheapest option. If you know somebody or your neighbor has an RV and you can go knock on their door and say, hey, can I borrow this for family camp? And you can come out for $50 for the whole family for the week.
So three options here. We have number one, Alpine Camp, which is very much like being at camp. And that was $75 for the couple, $10 additional for everybody else. We had the Lakeside Camp, which was $250
Yep.
for the couple and $10 for the children, for each child. And then we had bring your own RV. If you're an RV family, that's $50 flat rate for the week. So yeah, we're never gonna be able to make it this affordable again,
That's right.
folks. This is again once in a lifetime. If you are interested in registering for family camp July 26th through the 30th, the registration link is online at ChangePointAlaska.com. It's like the third stripe down. You come down, there's online services. There's a quick update about regathering, and then and ChangePoint Go, and then the next thing down is register for family camp. There's a link right there. So Scott, anything we should know about the registration process?
No, it's fairly simple. There'll be some drop-down menus for you to select which location you'd like to camp, Alpine, Conference, or Lakeside, and the RV, and then it just allows you to add how many kids in, and it'll total it up for you, and you'll be good to go. You have to log in as you normally log in for any ChangePoint event, but other than that, you'll get a confirmation email once you're all done.
So July 26th through the 30th. We're just about out of time here. I know all three of you have had tremendous impact on ministry to and through families here at ChangePoint. So the floor is to any of you who have something else you'd like to say to our ChangePoint family before we wrap it up.
I think the one thing I just love Scott Mariner's challenge today, there's no substitute for worshiping together. And I think anytime you can take purposeful time for your family and give it to God and say, God, we're taking this week and we're coming to camp and we're just going to listen to see what you have to say to us. I mean, it's not a question of if you're having hard times during this COVID crisis. We've all been there. Our family's been through some stuff. We know that through the family calls that we made to the church body, that there were many of you that had issues and struggles that were going on, and we were praying for you guys. And so it's just it will not return void. And if you take that time to spend and invest in your family, it'll be great. And I think the biggest thing that I'm excited about that we forgot to mention is there will be a talent show. So there will be an opportunity for a family.
No talent show.
Or talent, no talent. So
Talent,
this is
no
not
talent.
bring your guitar, piano, and play. This is unique talent that your family is going to share with the rest of the families at family camp. So we will have a talent show night.
Yes. I have one more thing. As I've been talking about this with friends, one of the questions that's come up is, well, you know, I'm a single mom. Is this for me? Am I going to feel all out because there's you know, it's talking about marriage. That is actually not the case. No matter what your family looks like, no matter where you are in family, come, because we're working on making sure we have availability and options for all of that. So please don't shy away from that. That's been a discussion and we're addressing it. So
Super important.
I would say this too. I think we can expect big things from God.
Yeah.
Right? Marriage is his design. Family is his design. Putting together new family and church family for those who families don't kind of fit the traditional mold.
Right.
That's God's plan. It's what he does.
Absolutely.
And so stepping in intentionally to kind of have a conversation and to grow as a family, I think we can expect big things of God. We can expect a lot from this weekend because we're stepping into God's design and wanting more of him for marriage and for family and for community. So expect a lot.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Family camp is going to be July 26th through the 30th. That is a Sunday evening through Thursday. Registration is available online right now at ChangePointAlaska.com. God bless you, ChangePoint family. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.